Hello all, in this video we're going to go ahead and take a look at absolute value and solving absolute value equations. Just a couple little refreshers. Absolute value is how far away a number on a number line is from zero. So since that is a set distance, that means our absolute value can never be a negative number. It always has to be equal to a positive number. So whenever we come across one of those equations that are set equal to a negative number, that means it will result in a no solution, that there's no possible value for the variable that could exist to make the equation true. Now, however, in this example that we're looking at, the absolute value of y plus 2 equals 4, this does have a solution because it's set equal to a positive number. So, whenever I am going to solve an absolute value equation, there are two possible values that could exist inside of the absolute value symbols that produce or equal 4. And that is negative 4, the absolute value of negative 4 equals 4, and the absolute value of positive 4 also equals 4. So because there's two numbers that could have that same absolute value, we have to build what we call two different cases when we develop our equations. So I'm going to use some arrows here to kind of represent the two different cases. So y plus 2, that could possibly equal positive 4. That would be case 1. Or y plus 2 could equal negative 4. So in order for me to solve this absolute value equation effectively, I need to solve both of these cases, because in this equation, there are going to be two solutions that y could be. So I'm going to go ahead and solve each equation. So here I need to go ahead and get rid of the plus 2. So I'm going to subtract 2 on each side. So y could equal positive 2. Or, now I'm going to go ahead and solve my second equation. Again, I got plus 2, so I'm going to subtract 2. Or y could equal negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. So these would be my two solutions to the absolute value equation. Now, we can check those results. We can check to make sure that y is going to be 2 and y is going to be negative 6. I'm going to substitute that back into my equation and see if I get a true statement. So let's start with y equals 2. So wherever I see y, I'm going to replace it with 2. So the absolute value of 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. The absolute value of 4 does equal 4. So our solution of 2 checks out. It works. Let's try negative 6. So I'm going to go ahead and replace y with negative 6 now. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4. So that works as well. So we could always check our solutions too to make sure that they give us a true statement. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other scenarios. So let's go ahead and take a look at the absolute value of 2x minus 4 equals 8. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and build my two cases. So because the absolute value here has to equal 8, that means what's inside of my symbol, positive 8 can have an absolute value that produces 8, and so is the absolute value of negative 8 could also be equal to 8. So when I build my two cases, I'm going to go ahead and build 2x minus 4 equals positive 8. And in my second case, I'm going to go ahead and build 2x minus 4 equals negative 8. And now I'm going to go ahead and solve these two different equations. So between these two equations, I will get two different solutions. So let me go ahead and solve the equation on the left. I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to both sides. So 2x equals 12. Divide by 2. So x could equal 6, or let's go ahead and try our next one. Go ahead and add 4 to both sides. Negative 8 plus 4, watch those negatives, is negative 4. Bring down my 2x. Go ahead and divide each side by 2. X equals negative 2. So these would be my two solutions for this absolute value equation. All right, let's try another one, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and take a look at the absolute value of 5x plus 2 is equal to 22. Okay, if you would like to pause the video this time and try it yourself and then check it, you can. If you want another example, just stay along with me in this video. So I'm going to go ahead and build my two cases. Because the absolute value of 22 could equal 22, that's going to allow me to build my first case. So 5x plus 2 could equal positive 22. But also because the absolute value of negative 22 could equal 22, that's going to build my second case. So 5x plus 2 equals negative 22. So again, I'm going to have two different solutions for this equation. So now I'm going to go ahead and solve each of my individual equations. So let's go ahead and start here. I got my plus 2. I'm going to subtract 2 on each side. 5x equals 20. Divide by 5. So x could equal 4, or let's go ahead and try my other one here. Subtract 2, subtract 2. Watch your negatives. Negative 22 minus 2 is negative 24. Bring down my 5x equals negative 24. So here we are going to get a decimal, and that's okay. Divide each side by 5. So x could also equal negative 4.8. So this would be an example of an absolute value equation, again, that has two different solutions, and one of our solutions is a decimal, or like a fraction. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up this video, I mentioned earlier in the video how absolute value cannot be negative. So what if I have an equation then that looks something like this? What is the absolute value of 5x minus 10 equal negative 15? Okay, well, this is stating that the absolute value of this expression is equal to negative 15. That's impossible. With absolute value, it represents a distance or how far away a number is from 0. That could never be a negative number. We don't have negative distance. So anytime you see an equation that's set equal to a negative like this, and its absolute value that is, that means there is no solution. So in a case like this, I was misspelling that. There is no solution to this problem. So we do not have a value of x that can make this equation true.